BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm doing a book haul. It became quite apparent recently that I needed to come on here and talk to you about some of the books that have arrived because they're sitting on my sofa waiting to get put on my shelves and they're just annoying me. So the first things I want to talk about are things that came in two different book boxes. In fact, I'm going to do one book box now and then the other one at the end because I have got a giveaway, as you may have seen in the description. So the first one is one that I saw on Carrie Hope Fletcher's channel. She just got a book box called Books That Matter. It says on their website, Books That Matter is a brand putting women's writing in the spotlight through unique reading experiences. So it's a book box and you can buy it for somebody or for yourself. It's £16 a month. It contains a book by a female author and 3 themed gifts. So you can do it in a subscription service, or you can choose to do it where you pay for a one-off, and I thought, well, I'll do a one-off just to see how I feel about it. And so this is what came in the November box. So the first thing is this sort of notepad, which is a weekly planner which contains your week, but also to do shopping and reading. So it's a bit of a reading themed planner. And I really love the sort of autumnal colours on this, so that was really nice. Next, there was a branded Books That Matter notebook that says the world was hers for the reading on the front, which is just sort of plain paper, but again, really nice. You can never have enough notebooks. There was a really nice pen that says Women Who Lead Read, which I think is brilliant, and it's lovely biro. And then there was this really nice sort of pencil casey, maybe even could be used as a pencil case or a makeup bag. It says Anon, who writes so many poems without signing them, was often a woman. Virginia Woolf. So that was really nice, and I really like the design of this. And also there was a bookmark which has Margaret Atwood, a word after a word after a word is powerful, and then on the other side it has Virginia Woolf, a woman must have money and a room of her own if she is to write fiction. So they will all go to good use. And then the book that was in this book box was The Golden Notebook by Doris Lessing, which is the winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature, and it's not one that I've heard of, which is terrible. But it is one that I think will be interesting to read. It's obviously one that they think is worth reading. It says on the back, first published in 1962 and considered one of the major works of 20th century literature, The Golden Notebook is the story of Anna Woolf, a divorced single mother and novelist labouring against writer's block in 1950s London. Fearful of going mad, she records her experiences in 4 coloured notebooks. The black notebook records her writing life, the red her political views, the yellow notebook her emotional life, and the blue everyday events. But it's the 5th notebook, the Golden Notebook, that brings the strands of her life together and holds the key to her recovery. And it says, this is bold, illuminating and indispensable. The Golden Notebook is a powerful account of a woman's search for her personal and political identity, negotiating the trauma of emotional rejection and sexual betrayal, professional anxieties and the tensions of friendship and family. So I shall see what I think of this one, but I'm definitely really impressed with the things that came in the box and the way it was presented, and the book is definitely one that I want to give a go. So I may try this again another month. I'm not sure I'm going to subscribe for monthly at the moment because I've got quite a few book boxes that I get, but it's definitely one that I would be interested in getting again on sort of an ad hoc basis in the future. Okay, so now I'm just going to talk about some books that I have picked up myself. The next one I had on pre-order and it's just arrived, obviously, or I wouldn't be showing it to you, and it's because I saw it on so many people's channels that I decided to pre-order it, and it is The Surprising Power of a Good Dumpling by Wei Chim. And I just think this sounds really right up my street in terms of contemporary. So this book is about Anna. She's helping hold things together with her younger siblings and her family restaurant. Her mother is bedridden or in bed. It doesn't say in the blurb why, but there's obviously something going on there. And then this sort of new delivery boy turns up. Perhaps there is sort of a glimmer of a romance or something interests her in him, and it interests him to her, and so she starts to feel that maybe life could be sort of more normal, and then her mum gets out of bed and this sort of throws everything into havoc because things aren't okay. And I'm sure this is going to be a really good look at maybe family, and yeah, maybe there's gonna be some dumpling talk in there because I love me a good dumpling. The next 2 books I picked up at this book warehouse that I go to quite often. It's 80% off books because I work in a school and I buy a lot of books for school when I go there. I get 80% off children's books, which is amazing, and then it's normally 70% off all other books, and all you pay is a £2 charge for the year, so it's amazing. So the first book I picked up was because Tracy from Flamingo Reads said she had it on her Kindle and it looked really interesting, and I thought, okay. It's called Lace by Shirley Conran. I don't think it's a new book, it's one that's been out for ages. Tracy said it sounded to her like it was a bit of a sort of bonkbustery type Jilly Cooper type book, and I just fancied that, and it's set in the 80s, which sounds brilliant. And I think it's about 4 friends, and they come face to face with this sort of amazing like A-list celebrity star who is adamant that one of them is her mother and wants to know. And I'm sure in that sort of Danielle Steele, Jilly Cooper style, we're going to sort of flit back and forward in different timelines. And yeah, I love these books. I just gobble them up. I find them just so readable. So maybe one that I'll take on holiday with me at Christmas. And then this other one I might not have picked up on an everyday, but because it was so cheap, because it was so much money off, and the premise really did draw me in, I thought I would take a bit of a leap of faith. And it's called Under a Pole Star by Steph Penny, and this says it was the winner of the Costa Book of the Year, but I'm not sure which year, whether that was recently or not. No, it's she is the winner of the Costa Book of the Year for her book The Tenderness of Wolves. So yeah, not this one, but this one just sounds amazing. It's set in the Arctic Circle, it's in 1889, and it's following this woman who is a daughter from Dundee of a whaler, she wants to become a scientist and explorer and become sort of struggles to get taken seriously, and then she gets this chance to lead and head this British expedition and go into the sort of harsh world. And then there is also a geologist, a man who is also going out into the same place to do different work, and it's sort of this race to do this sort of job quicker and to uncover things quicker, and there might be a bit of a romance in there. And if you read at the bottom, it says, set against the stark, timeless beauty of northern Greenland, the fin de siècle, apologies, my French is rubbish, New York and London. This is a compelling look at the dark side of the golden age of exploration, a study of the corrosive power of ambition, and an epic incendiary love story. It shows that sometimes you have to travel to the furthest edge of the world in order to find your true place in it. It's big, it's meaty, but it's set somewhere that I just think is fascinating, and I love this idea of this woman striving to find her place in the world and fighting for her chance to do what she dreams to do. So I'm definitely going to give it a good go. So in another book box I got this month, there was all sorts of different things. There was some bath creams and some really cool sort of decals for sticking onto computers and things like that. And then there was 2 books. The first one is called Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. And this isn't one that I'd seen before, but I have since receiving this seen it in my local Waterstones. So maybe it is quite a new release. So this is about a young woman at high school. She's got everything made. She's got loads going on. She's directing the school musical. She's really got a lovely group of friends, but she's HIV positive, and the last time someone found out, I think there was devastating consequences. And then this sort of threat turns up in her locker and threatening maybe to expose her, and these sort of the follow-out from that, I suppose, is what we're going to be following. This next book, I think, is coming out in June 2020, so massively in advance, and it's Hideous Beauty by William Hussey. This is about 2 boys. They're having a secret relationship and they are suddenly outed, and unlike what they expect, they receive this massive sort of celebration, and it says they met with support and celebrations, receive an amazing reception at the high school dance, but Dylan's and Elle's happiness is short-lived. And on the back it says, people say art is about truth, you told me, but the truth is dull and frightening and soul destroying. Art is about the wonderful lies we tell ourselves so that we can bear to live with the truth. Beautiful, hideous lies. A love story steeped in dark secrets. Oh, it sounds really good. So yes, I'll be telling you more about that nearer the time next year, but I was really happy I got this in the box. So yeah, super cool. And then another book that came in one of my book boxes, again is one I've not heard of but sounds very interesting. It's called Little Siberia by Antti Tuomainen. I think that's right. And this cover is just really, yeah, if that doesn't draw you in, it makes me think aliens and space for sure. So this is set in Finland. It's about a man, he's driving along, and all of a sudden what he believes to be a meteorite sort of hits his car, I think, or really hits nearby to him, and all he can think of is how much money he can make with this sort of meteorite that's landed if he sells it. But there's also another story going on in terms of his wife, who has just revealed she's pregnant, but he's not sure the baby is his. And I'm not sure how these two big things that I said in the blurb are going to tie together, but it's definitely one of those ones that I may not again have picked up on my own, and I for sure want to try out. So like every woman, man and dog, I have got The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I liked The Night Circus. I wasn't as in love with it as everybody else, but I did really enjoy it. But this one, the premise itself just sounds perfect. This is a story about books, about a boy that discovers this book in a university library, and he just gets led on this quest, and I'm sure it's going to be a phenomenal adventure and magical. And there is masquerade balls mentioned, and races and danger and magical things, no doubt, and I just think it sounds amazing. You all know my obsession if you watch this channel with bees, and so I had to pick up this book, The Bee Bible, 50 Ways to Keep Bees Buzzing by Sally Coulthard. I love this. It's a naked hardback, and I just think it is beautiful. And it is an illustrated guide to helping the world's best loved insects. So in here it looks like there is things like bee-friendly food baskets, growing herbs for bees, and all sorts of wonderful things to help us keep bees in the world. A book I also had on pre-order, which I'm very excited to read, is Mooncakes by Wendy Yu and Suzanne Walker. A lot of people, I think, got this when they went to BEA this year in America, and this just came out over here, and oh, the artwork is so adorable, and I love the colour palette. It's right up my street. This is about a teen witch, and this reports of a white wolf and a werewolf. There's bound to be a romance, and it's LGBT, and oh, just lovely. Looks really, really lovely and good fun. Now the next book, I didn't know anything about this. I'm not great, I have to say, with news and news stories, and this story is one that is close to home to people maybe more so who live in America, but there was a girl, and she was at a university party, a college party, and she was raped, and this is true, this is non-fiction, and she went to it went to trial. The perpetrator's name was Brock Turner. There was loads of evidence to say that he had done it, and yet he got something like 6 months in community prison. And before then, the victim's name had been kept quite quiet, I think, and then she has decided that I think she gave a speech when he was sentenced, and she has written a book now, and it's called Know My Name, and her name is Chanel Miller. Now I happened across this story and this book because she was being interviewed on Oprah Winfrey's channel about the book, and about why she decided to write it, and why she decided to come forward, and why she decided to sort of say who she was. And it just took my breath away, and I just really wanted to read her story. It says here that this is about reclaiming her identity, telling her story of trauma, transcendence, and the power of words. And I just think, how could I not want to read this? And yeah, so I picked this one up. Okay, and then the final thing I want to show you, I got my latest Book Box Club box, and I got this beautiful Dangers of the Deep shampoo bar, which I think looks gorgeous. Yeah, if it focuses you can see it. Look at that, it's amazing. It's meant to smell of grapefruit and fresh French pink clay, so I'll definitely be giving that one a go. There was also this amazing coaster. which I shall definitely be putting in here on my table. And they are all in aid of the book which is Deep Light by Frances Hardinge. And unfortunately, I already have this book, so I will be giving it away to one of you. This book looks amazing. Frances Hardinge now has made a really big name for herself, and very rightly so. Her books are amazing. But this is about two boys, I think, who are scavengers, and they dive for relics of the gods. And then there is this sort of restlessness. There's a stirring beneath the waves. I think one of them needs to be saved and goes missing, and the other one has to sort of go chasing after him. Oh, just think it sounds amazing. So if you do want to be in with a chance of winning this, all you need to do is to click the thumbs up button, be a subscriber of this channel, and then down below say that you want to be entered in the competition. And then next time I do a book haul, I will go through the comments, count how many there are, do a random number generator, and whoever I pick will receive a copy of this book. If you are under the age of 18, please make sure you have a parent's permission, because I will have to ask you if you are the winner for your address. And yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Just make sure you're a subscriber, you thumbs up, you put in the comments you want to be entered, and then obviously if you're under the age of 18, you make sure that you get parental permission. And when I announce the winner, I will put the winner in the comments box. I'll also message you on that video, on your comment, as a reply to say that you've won, and ask you to email me your details. So yes, that is that. Yeah, so many books, so little time. As always, I'm always surprised by how many there are to talk about, but there was quite a few book boxes there that I needed to talk about this time. And yeah, so many different books. I've really been loving Non-Fiction November. I've literally read, well, I'm reading one fiction book, but I think I've read about 15 non-fiction books so far, which is unheard of for me. So amazing. I'm really loving it. Anyway, don't forget about Book Buddyathon Winter Bingo if you want to take part. It's taking place over the whole of December, and there's still plenty of time to join up with a buddy and find someone to do it with. Just some good, fun, casual winter fun with some fun prompts. The bingo board is on my Instagram, so if you check out my Instagram, you'll see the bingo board there, which you can take off of there if you would like. And yeah, let's roll on Christmas. I can't wait. Anyway, that's it from me, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.